Secondary storage, as opposed to primary storage, which is RAM and ROM seen in the next video, is used for the long-term storage of files and data because it's non-volatile, meaning the data is saved even when the device's power is turned off. Secondary storage also has a significantly higher capacity than primary storage, with some devices such as hard disk drives capable of storing up to several terabytes of data. The three types of secondary storage are magnetic, optical, and solid state, sometimes called flash. You do not need to know how any specific devices work, but you must know the characteristics of the three types and their benefits, drawbacks, and suitable uses. The most common type of magnetic storage is a hard disk drive. This uses a read-write head to move across tiny individual sections of a magnetized spinning platter or disk to record 1 or 0 depending on the magnetism. Hard disk drives can be internal or external. Older types of magnetic storage include magnetic tape, sometimes still used for backup, and floppy disks, which aren't used anymore because they had a very low capacity, typically measured in just megabytes. Solid state storage uses semiconductor chips. This is an example of flash memory, and in exams you might see the term flash with or instead of solid state. This uses electrons which are trapped in silicon cells to represent binary data. Since solid state stores data electronically rather than mechanically, it is faster to access data and often more reliable than magnetic and optical storage. Optical storage works by shining a laser onto the surface of a reflective spinning disk. The way the light is reflected or scattered from tiny pits and lands on the disk is read as binary data, ones and zeros. Three common types of optical media are CDs, DVDs, and Blu ray discs. Optical storage is becoming obsolete, but it is still beneficial for mass producing entertainment like music and movies because discs are cheap to manufacture and easy to store. Now we've looked at the three types of storage, let's look at the six main characteristics. One way to remember these is using my Snoops mnemonic PC card. That's portability, capacity, cost per gigabyte, access speed, reliability, and durability. But be aware these aren't the only characteristics, however, they are the main six which are considered in exams, although power usage, which we'll also look at, and noise may also be relevant in certain situations. Here's a rough guide to the three types of storage and the six key characteristics. As you can see, optical storage is comparatively the least practical due to its low capacity and high cost per gigabyte, which is why it's rarely used today. Solid state storage is rapidly becoming most popular because of its speed and durability, but magnetic hard drives still offer the best combination of capacity and cost per gigabyte. Portability relates to moving a storage device between locations. Small devices are easy to transport from one location to another in a bag or a pocket. Magnetic storage, such as hard disk drives, may be bulky and fragile, making them less portable than solid state drives, which are compact and highly portable due to having no moving parts. Optical disks are lightweight and easy to carry, but require a drive to access, which few modern systems contain. Capacity is the maximum amount of data that can be stored. Traditionally, this was measured in gigabytes, but many modern devices use terabytes. Magnetic hard drives have the highest capacity, making them suitable for storing very large amounts of data. Solid state drives also offer large capacities, but usually less than hard disk drives, while optical disks hold much smaller amounts, with less than 1 gigabyte fitting on a standard CD. The price of storage devices can be compared per gigabyte. Magnetic hard disk drives are the cheapest option, often less than 1p per gigabyte, providing the best value for bulk storage. Solid state drives are more expensive per gigabyte, often less than 5 pence per gigabyte, but optical disks are not cost effective for storing large amounts of data and often between 20 and 30 pence per gigabyte. These values are very rough estimates, you would not be expected to give them in an exam, but it gives you an overall picture. Access speed is how quickly data on a secondary storage device can be written to or read from. Devices without moving parts are the fastest to access data. So that's why solid state devices are the fastest, because they access data electronically, while optical disks are the slowest due to the need for a laser to scan the disk. Magnetic hard drives are slower than solid state because data is read mechanically by the moving read write head. A reliable storage device will last for several years without failing or corrupting data. Magnetic hard drives can last many years, but their moving parts may eventually fail. Solid state drives are generally reliable over time since they have no moving parts, but their memory cells have a finite number of write cycles, which can eventually limit their lifespan. Optical disks can degrade or get scratched, reducing their reliability. A durable or robust storage device is physically strong and can be transported or dropped without easily breaking. Solid state devices are the most durable because they have no mechanical components and can withstand drops or shocks. Magnetic drives are more fragile due to spinning platters and rewrite heads, and optical discs are easily scratched or broken. And finally, even though it's not one of its main six characteristics, power consumption has been mentioned when relevant in previous exams, so we'll look at it now. Devices with moving parts will require a great amount of power to use. Optical storage consumes the most power during use because the disk must spin and a laser must read and write the data, making it inefficient for frequent access. Magnetic hard drives also require power to spin the platters round and round, while solid state drives use the least power overall since they have no moving parts and store data electronically, making them ideal for portable devices.